शशि सब्जी बोल रहा हूँ यार। शशि सब्जी बोल रहा हूँ यार। कॉल करो जब भी टाइम मिला तो। ओके बाय। Hello.
Namaskaram to all Manting and good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I'd like to express my thanks to Abbot of this monastery for giving me a chance to share the precious teaching of the Buddha in this special day. So we are gathering here to celebrate or to remember the day of Buddha's enlightenment. And the arising of the Buddha gives happiness and welfare for those who have faith in him. In 4 Asankaya and 100,000 tapas ago, there was a hermit called Sumedha. And this Sumedha, at that time, he had 5 mundane psychic powers. And one day, he met with Dipankara Buddha. If he could hear a few sentences of teaching of the Buddha from Buddha Dipankara, he would have attained arahantship and free from all suffering. However, out of compassion and a great compassion he had for all sentient beings, then he let go.
Hello.
He let go.
Matter. Anything that arises from the body, then one contemplates it according to the truth that is impermanent. Keep on contemplating whatever arises in the body as impermanent, and so on. The purpose to contemplate impermanent is to help the mind to let go of the attachment to the body, because we all know one day the body will change. the body changes. It becomes sick. It becomes sick and old, or any accident may occur to the body. If we don't see through the impermanent nature of the body or non-self nature of the body, so when the body alters or changes or sick or become depressed and become injured and so on, and one suffer mentally, one become sorrowful, sad, lamentation, and become despair because of the change of the body. Therefore, we practice insight knowledge to see through the nature of the body as impermanent, so to let go the attachment to it. To let go the attachment, not to let go the body. We have to understand these two differences. So when we let go the attachment to the body, whatever happens to the body, we are not affected. Our mind remains unshakable, remains stable, unshakable, stable, and remain quiet, equanimous. This is highest happiness. If we don't practice insight meditation, then even small things happen to our body, and we become depressed, sad, sorrowful, and our mind is greatly affected. And there's up and down, always up and down in the mind. Then how can we say we live in happiness? Similarly, we also contemplate each state of mind. For example, the happy mind, unhappy mind affected by greed, mind affected by hatred and delusion, and so on. We contemplate them just as mental states, not as a person, not as my mind, or the mental state belong to me, or the sorrow belong to me, the greed belong to me. We see them as mental state performing its function, then arising and passing away. So we regard them as, we do not regard them as myself. When we do not regard them as myself, whatever happens to the mind, for example, sorrow, unhappiness. So when the mind becomes unhappy or sorrow or depressed or anxious, worry, and so on, since we do not regard them as my or myself, then we remain unshakable. We remain equanimous. We see them as the passing cloud in the sky. We are unmoved. This is also type of highest happiness. So the purpose to practice insight meditation is to see through the nature of mind and body as impermanent, suffering, and non-self, so to let go the attachment, the clinging, or to them. Once we let go the attachment and clinging to them, then the mind becomes dispassionate. When the mind becomes dispassionate, the mind is not agitated. When the mind is not agitated, it is unshakable happiness. So this is the purpose. We must practice insight meditation in order to see the true nature of mind and body. However, to see through the nature of mind and body, the concentration practice is essential. It's very helpful because the nature of impermanent suffering and non-self of mind and body are very subtle, profound. They cannot be easily penetrated without certain degree of concentration. Therefore, we also encourage students to study concentration in order to make the mind sharp, penetrative, calm, happy, so that the mind becomes become malleable, become bright and easy to handle and easy to penetrate the true nature of the body and mind. And another benefit of concentration is when a person practices concentration, his mind becomes extremely clear, radiant, bright. And this is also very helpful for the young people to concentrate on his study or on their career, especially when it comes to the decision making. When they want to make certain major decisions, if they have clear mind, they make the correct decision. And the clarity of the mind make your days, make the days clear, and you know what you want in your life without confusion. And concentration, another benefit of concentration is it gives you a lot of happiness. The concentrated mind is very powerful, and it also produces a lot of happiness that you may not be able to experience in your worldly life. That type of happiness is faultless, without fault. That's what Buddha says. Therefore, for young people who are still struggling for study and career, it's also very advisable to cultivate concentration practice in order to make their mind brighter, clearer, and to see things clearly and to know what they want in their life. And the benefit of insight meditation is to see through the nature of mind and body as impermanent, suffering, and non-self, so to let go the attachment to them. As Buddha said, attachment of craving, of clinging are the origin of all suffering. So if one can let go certain degree of attachment to mind and body or to everything in the world, then he has less suffering. So as a conclusion, both methods are good and should be practiced by everyone, including young people. Is it clear?
Yeah, thank you, Bante. Thanks for that, for the detailed overview of why we should practice meditation.
Okay.
And it was a good question.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys?
Sorry?
No, I'm just asking Bante if there is any other questions for you.
I think the young people there should study at least one type of meditation first, because nowadays meditation becomes so popular in the world. Many people experience the bliss, happiness, and the brightness in the meditation. And since this meditation is originated from India, so the Indian people should appreciate them even more.
Okay.
I feel very grateful to Indian people because the Buddha come from India. Without Buddha come from India, we are lost in this world.
Okay.
Banteji, Namo, I have a question to ask.
Yes.
It's about what type of concentration practice that you should try.
Okay, good. They are according to the path of purification. Visuddhimagga, there are 40 meditation subjects to cultivate concentration. But the 2 types I highly recommend is number 1, Anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing. The second one is loving kindness meditation. Anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing, is very easy to learn. We just be mindful of our breath. In breath, out breath, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So it's easy to learn. However, you still have to learn under a competent teacher, because a competent teacher gives correct instruction that you can progress faster. The second concentration practice is loving kindness meditation. Loving kindness meditation is needed nowadays, because nowadays people are people are very agitated. People's mind is full of anger. So loving kindness meditation helps to cultivate a heart of love towards oneself, towards other people, towards our neighbors, even to our enemy, and finally to all sentient beings. And this loving kindness meditation can give plenty or abundance of happiness to a one who cultivates it. Still, you need a qualified or competent teacher to learn from. So these are the 2 types of concentration practice that I highly recommend. If you want to learn, you can go to my website, salesusila.net, and you can get some instruction how to practice Anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing, and loving kindness meditation. Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning, Bhante. Namo Buddhaya.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what is the best time to do meditation.
Okay. The best time to do meditation depends on individual. But according to my experience, the best time is early in the morning. Because early in the morning, after a good rest, the mind is calm, settled, and not so active. Even when the mind is not so active and not tired, because having a good rest, and then the mind is ready for meditation. After the work, because having worked for a day, the mind gets tired. If you go and sit, then you may fall into sleep, or the mind becomes restless because having been exposed to so many external impingements, and the mind is very agitated. Therefore, for my own personal experience, the best time for one's practice is early in the morning. The moment you get up from the bed, then you can start the meditation. But you must make sure that you have sound sleep. If you sleep very late, then you want to get up early to have meditation, it sounds impossible because it may cause sleepiness in your meditation. It's important to cultivate a habit. For example, if you can cultivate a habit to meditate every morning, let's say 7 o'clock, then you make it a habitual practice. Then you will not miss it. If not, as a layperson, because of busy life, you often find excuses to miss the sitting. But if you can make it a habit a fixed schedule that every day when this time, 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, is a time for your practice, then you will not miss it. And after you cultivate for a long time, the sitting becomes very easy for you because it's already become a habitual practice. Any other questions?
Okay, I have one more question.
Okay.
We all know, besides the Shilas, we got virtues that Buddhism teaches, like dana and loving kindness, friendship, maitri. Can you briefly explain how these virtues should be cultivated in our young kids and how they help in our lives? Especially about dana.
Oh, okay. Specifically dana. Dana is very important for layperson. Why? Because as a Buddhist, we believe in rebirth, right? We believe in rebirth. So if we perform dana, generosity, then Buddha said, cause and effect. When we give away our property, our money, a portion of our money and property, we just like investment. You give some money away, instead you are invest your money. Then when this karma, good karma of dana ripen, all this money will come back to you, even more than that. Just like investment. So we are not sure, because around the cycle of rebirth, sometimes we may reborn in a poor country or in a poor family and in a poor situation. So if we have performed dana before, if that karma of dana ripened, then we will be assisted by somebody, and we become wealthy again, become rich again in our life. And this having a good life or wealthy in one's human life is also very important, so that one can do what one wants. If you are wealthy, you can, you have time, you have money to go for your own meditation retreat. You can fulfill your needs in your life. You don't have that much worry to struggle to find your own livelihood. Then you have more time for your own cultivation and practice. All this comes from the dana, the basic need that you have. So a person who has done a dana, usually he will become wealthy in his either in next life or in this present life. Depend on when this karma of dana ripens. If it ripens in the present life, one become more wealthy in this life, and if it has ripened in the next life, one become more wealthy and become or born in a wealthy family, a rich family in the next life, and so on. But of course, this is not the main aim, because we don't want just to become wealthy without spiritual endeavor. The practice of dana also helps us to get rid of our attachment to our property. Because when we can give away some of our wealth, it means that we have less attachment to our money and property. This is a type of cultivation on non-attachment to one's own property. And also because we know when death approaches, when death approaches us, that we also have to leave all our money away. We have to give away all our money. We cannot bring even 1 cent with us. So, as a layperson, we understand in order to have good rebirth, rebirth in human life or rebirth in heavenly life, we must have enough good karma, and this one of the good karma that can ensure one to be reborn in human or in heaven is dana, generosity, the good karma of dana. So when we perform this dana, its benefit is to ensure us to reborn in happy destination in future life. Since when we die, we also cannot bring all the money away with us. Why not we cultivate this generosity in this present life to get happiness now and to get happiness life after, and also to strengthen our non-attachment to our own property, because attachment itself can be a great hindrance when a person approaches a death. If a person approaches when death take place, if that person has a strong attachment to his or her own property, then he might die as an animal in the same house, or he might die as a hungry ghost, or surely he will be reborn in unhappy destination. Therefore, to cultivate non-attachment to our own property, we need to perform generosity so that we will have happy life now and hereafter, and to have non-attachment during our dying moment. So these are the benefits that we can gain. And also when we perform charity or generosity or dana, we are helping other people, right? We help other people, and this helping other people to make other people benefited from our dana is also another type of happiness. Since we are in this world and we cannot live depend on ourselves. We live independent. We live in this world. We need to help each other. So the performance of dana, generosity, is also type of mutual support to each other. Yes, this is it clear?
Yeah, thank you, Bante.
Okay.
Thank you, Bante, again for all the detailed answers. They're really helpful to all of us. I'll ask one more time. Are there any other questions, or we can?
Venerable Bante, this is Mahesh from Detroit. I have one question regarding today's topic. Don't stray your own domain. Do you mind to summarize that topic a little bit?
Okay, good. Move into your, don't stray out of your own domain, or move into your own domain. The important point is as an intrinsic nature for all human beings, including monks, layperson, or non-practitioner, and so on. Our senses of eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body and mind, our senses are keep on opening to external impingement of agreeable or unagreeable form, sound, smell, taste, tangible object, and mind. For example, the eye constantly wanting something pleasant to look at, to see, and the ear always desire for pleasant sound, and the the nose always want to have pleasant smell, and the tongue always want to have pleasant taste, and the body want to have pleasant touch, and the mind always want to think something pleasant. So all these are the desire base. The desire of six bases or six sense external object. So when six sense object come to contact with different spaces of eye, ear, nose, and so on, there is delight. Any delight is craving. Any craving, any delight is craving. Any craving is when there is craving, there is clinging. When there is clinging, clinging is intense delight, intense craving. So when the mind reach the intense craving, in order to get the thing you desire, then you have to perform karma. You have to perform karma, and usually we will perform unwholesome karma. And when this karma is performed, it leaves behind unwholesome energy in our mental stream. And when this unwholesome karma ripens, it produces unwholesome result. And we will suffer accordingly because of unwholesome result. Therefore, and this karma also will bring forth another life, because Buddha say in dependent origination, dependent on craving, there's clinging. Dependent on clinging, there is becoming. Becoming means karma process becoming. Means we perform all the karma, they leave behind karmic energy. Then after that, depend on becoming, there is birth, new life. So when there's life, there's birth, there's aging, sickness, death, sorrow, lamentation, grief, pain, and despair. Thus arise the whole mass of suffering. So all the suffering comes from the impingement of 6 pleasant, agreeable external objects to the 6 internal bases. And when there's contact, there is pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling. And pleasant feeling activates craving. Unpleasant feeling activates aversion or anger. So whether it's craving or anger, they are all unwholesome mental state. And because of that unwholesome mental state, one performs karma according to that greed or aversion. When the karma is performed, then one prolongs the cycle of rebirth. Therefore, when the mind is not guarded by mindfulness, then we are committing many unwholesome karma. So this topic, don't move or move into your own domain. Don't stray outside other people's domain. Means that we keep the mind into 4 foundations of mindfulness. We keep the mind into the body, into our body, our feeling, our mental state, and dharma. So if the mind is kept only with this 4 foundations of mindfulness, then the mind will not chase after external pleasant or unpleasant objects when they come into senses. Then we are protected. We are protected by mindfulness and wisdom. So once we are protected by mindfulness and wisdom, then we do not perform unwholesome karma. When we do not perform unwholesome karma, then there's no unwholesome result. And if we practice in this way, the cycle of rebirth will become less and less. It means that we do not prolong the cycle of rebirth. And there's birth, there's aging, sickness, death, and sorrow, lamentation, and so on. So therefore, Buddha said, the 4 foundations, take refuge in the 4 foundations of mindfulness. We as a monk and nun, we take refuge in the 4 foundations of mindfulness. This is our real protector. So this is a summary of this topic. Is it clear?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Venerable monk, thank you very much. Also, in your audio talk, you also give the example of the wise monkey and the greedy monkey.
Yeah.
So, do you want to highlight about that briefly?
Say it again. You want me to talk about that story?
Yes. I want to hear again that story. So.
Okay. This monkey, a hunter placed some food on a car, then to attract the monkey. So a clever monkey knows this is the trick of a hunter. But there was a monkey who is foolish and greedy, was attracted by this food, and he approached this food and he extend one of his hand in order to get this food, but his hand gets stuck on that sticky tar. And in order to free his hand, then he extended another hand, and both hands are stuck. In order to free the both hands, he extended one of his feet, and the foot also gets stuck. Then he extend another foot again, then 2 hands and 2 feet get stuck. Then finally, in order to free his hands and feet, he applied his muscle. Then 5 points now. 5 points is muscle, 2 hands and 2 foot or feet get stuck. So when this 5 points refer to our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. So when this 5 points get stuck, then the hunter can do whatever he want to do to the monkey, and the monkey suffer the calamity. He suffer the loss, disaster, calamity, and suffering, and so on. Why? Why this monkey suffer the loss of calamity? Because he moved outside his domain. He moved outside his domain and he fall into the trap of evil, the evil one. Therefore, he suffered the loss. So the Buddha encouraged us to move into our own domain. What is our own domain? It's the 4 foundations of mindfulness: contemplation of our body, our feeling, our mental state, and Dharma. Similarly, if any monk, any lay person who behave like a monkey, who do not stay in his own domain and move outside one's own domain, we also will, like the monkey, suffer the loss, suffer the calamity, and fall into the trap of evil one, the Mara. So this is the simile of the monkey. Is it clear to you? Clear or not?
Yeah, it is clear. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Explaining that.
Are your people some in India or all in America?
No, all we are from India. We are from the middle part of the India, Maharashtra, and mostly it's from Nagpur and Mumbai and Pune, that area right now. Where we are right now here.
In India. But how about we in Detroit, right?
Yeah, yes, I'm here.
So only you alone in Detroit?
No. We are a big group here. We have about 28 people.
Oh, but some are in India, some are in Detroit.
In this a group that we are having sitting today, we are on a retreat. So we are almost 200 miles away from Detroit now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so we were having this long weekend, and at the same time we are celebrating, our vacations and listening to Dhamma talk.
Good, good.
And there are other people who have joined from Washington, Colorado, Virginia, and Atlanta.
Okay, good. So, have you all practiced meditation?
I haven't, but I think some of us have. Yeah, I think the people in DC have. Some of them I didn't do it, so but that's something is the next step that is into consideration.
I think you all have the opportunity to learn the precious teaching of the Buddha, and the core teaching of the Buddha is meditation. So I think those who have not yet started meditation should make it a try.
Yes.
Okay. Any other thing I can help you?
No. Do you have any question? No. I think our group doesn't have any question, and it was thank you, Bhante, for joining this session, and it was wonderful to see you again. And our group did want to listen to you and explain all these things, what you did. It was great. And thank you again for joining, and we look forward to have you again, depending on your schedule. And also would like to thank you, Moran, for joining the session as well.
Okay. May all of you be well and happy, and put forth effort to practice the Dharma that can bring you lasting happiness.
Sadhu. Thank you, Bhante.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay. So it was a very good session. Thanks, Vivek for coordinating and inviting the Bhante. We have still 10 more minutes. If anyone wants to share anything or provide any update, please go ahead. Mahesh, Vivek, anyone from Detroit area, or Pankaj, please, if there are any updates, please go ahead.
Again, Bhanteji, thank you very much. We have another same session. We have the new fellow who joined today's session, so we want to introduce them. So we have a new member today on this call, Mr. Shailesh Bondade. So I would like to invite him to introduce himself to this group. And he joined first time. So please, Shailesh, please. Vandami Bhanteji. Myself, Dr. Shailesh Bondade. I am also from the central part of India. I live in Boston. I came here to join this, join the vacation party here, and it was really a great talk and a great conference here. And thanks for your guidance and giving us such a good talk. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Actually, my father, he is also a social worker. He lives in India. He is a national convener of Samta Sainik Dal. They also organize the camps to educate our people, and they also give the good educations to the poor people from the village and guide them. So, and I have my one more friend. He is also physician. He works in Michigan area.
Good day, Bhanteji. My name is Samir Shambarkar, and I live in Michigan. And I'm also a physician from, and we all are from the same part of India, like the middle part of the India, and apart from that, that's it all about me. Anyone?
Okay.
My name is Ashish Patil. I recently moved to Detroit area, actually to US, and that's pretty much it. I work for an IT company called Accenture, uh, and I do practice little bit of meditation every day. I I basically did Vipassana, and that's what I practice. Thank you.
Namo Buddhaya Bhanteji. I'm Ashish's wife, Akshaya. I'm a housewife and we stay in Michigan. And she's my daughter, Arya. And we have a name, like Buddhist name. It says Enlightened One. Thank you.
Good to see all the new faces.
Okay, Sandeep, let's make the concluding remark. I think it's pretty close for us to end the session.
Okay. So thank you guys again. Thanks for joining. And again, thanking Bhante Sushila and all of you joining on a long weekend. Again, it was a good session. So Jai Bhim, Namo Buddhaya. We look forward to meet you again next week. Thank you. Bye. Jai Bhim.
Thank you, Jai Bhim.
All right.